Welcome everyone to a HoN patch analysis here for version 4.9.5, which just went live today, November 16th here. This is a hotfix patch coming out from version 4.9.4. So this is going to be a relatively small patch and thus a small patch analysis video. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get here. We're gonna go ahead and get into the balance portion and bug fixes of the balance patch. So to start things off, we have patch versioning change here. From this point onward, the vast majority of hotfix patches will have their patch version, the third number in the patch notes, actually incremented. This is done to ensure that replay compatibility works between patch versions, even hotfix patches. So our last patch was 4.9.4. The subsequent patch, this one being 4.9.5, going up by the third number there. So that will be the way it will work moving forward. So moving on to design, under general, we have experience changes. Assist experience penalty changed from 0, 0, 20, 40, 60% to 0, 0, 10, 35, and then 60% for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 real ally heroes within experience proximity of the target. So to explain this, the footnote here says, this change was made to lessen the experience penalty for a successful gank involving 3 heroes. So a big experience percent penalty there, 10% when 3 heroes are involved in a kill, but for 4 heroes only 5% less, and once it's back to 5 heroes in the experience proximity it will be unchanged. So this will hinder the 3-man ganks. I think this is completely fine. It's not going to be too big of a change, but it will be less rewarding for those uh, early 3-man ganks and whatnot. So moving on here to heroes, we have Deadlift. His Onslaught, which is his second ability, initial radius for creep detection, is now increased to 300 plus the cast range of Onslaught. This also fixes a bug where the initial radius for creep detection did not increase if Deadlift had Jade Spire in his inventory. So this is not only to fix a bug, but just to fix the feel here of the radius of the spell, what creeps get grabbed for the Onslaught. Moving on here to our last hero balance is Thunderbringer. So Lightning Storm, this is the ultimate, can no longer be cast if this ability has been cast within the last 10 seconds. The footnote here reads, has no realistic effects on regular gameplay, but does affect Lightning Storm's availability if used in conjunction with Restoration Stone. So you can no longer ultimate Stone ultimate. There will be a 10-second downtime from when you last cast the previous Lightning Storm that even with refreshing with the Restoration Stone, it will still have the 10-second window. Caster-based items combined with the sheer power of Restoration Stone allows no realistic counterplay against Thunderbringer on a global scope, since their bonuses scale multiplicatively due to their synergy. By allowing more time to elapse between Lightning Storm casts when Restoration Stone is used, Thunderbringer will not be removing every enemy hero's health as substantially at a moment's notice. So there was no realistic counterplay to the sheer power of Thunderbringer with 2 ultimates used in conjunction with the Restoration Stone. So to kind of limit that burst potential of the Thunderbringer, there has been added a timer there of 10 seconds between uses. I think this is fine. I think this is healthy for the game. The power of Thunderbringer when he achieves these items is just simply too high in my opinion. So I think this is a great change. I have no problem with this. And it's going to make Restoration Stone a little bit less of a mandatory pickup, I would say, on Thunderbringer. It's still going to be good, of course, having 2 ultimates, being able to scout with it, deal assisted damage in ganks, and how the practical uses of Thunderbringer's ultimate are used. It just will not be used to just burst down an entire enemy team's HP pool, like the footnotes say here. So I like this change. It's good, healthy for the game. Moving on to items here. First one is Codex. We have strength bonus reduced by 2 strength per level of the Codex. So every level getting 2 strength removed there. Intelligence bonus reduced as well. Same thing, 2 intelligence per level of the Codex reduced. So Codex getting some stats being both strength and intelligence, 2 per level removed from the item. The item is just very cost efficient. You can get it very early, as well as it provides lots of stats. So that's getting pulled back a little bit. Cooldown increased here, as you can see, 10 seconds at the level 1, 9, then 6, then 4, and then it'll be remaining the same at level 5, 22 seconds. So having the availability of the codex less frequently in the early and mid levels of it there, and then once you get to level 5, it will remain unchanged. So just kind of limiting the availability of the burst power there. I think that's fine. Codex is a very snowbally item, and I think this change is warranted. Moving on here to Geometers Bane. Cooldown increased from 60 seconds to 70 seconds. Now, to me, this one is a little bit of a more puzzling change. I don't really know if I like this one, because I feel like its counterpart being Dawnbringer is just still very, very good. And we see Geometer's Bane, I feel like less. It's more of a niche item pickup when you need the dispel effect or when you really want to focus on split pushing with the illusions. Uh, Certain heroes can benefit from that more than others. But I don't really know if it needed this nerf, and I feel like 10 seconds is quite a lot to tack on to the cooldown. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I don't necessarily agree with this one. But 10 seconds, it's not gonna feel that much different from 60 seconds. I don't think it's something we're really gonna notice, but it's definitely gonna be there. 10 seconds in reality is quite a bit of extra time added on, considering it was previously 60 seconds. But anyway, we'll move on to Grimoire Power here. Active states spell damage increase changed from 30% to 25%. So the activate effect of Grimoire granting bonus spell damage going to be reduced by 5% here. This is going to weaken the burst power of a lot of these powerful caster heroes that have all this AoE and burst damage by a little bit. This is going to be more of a feels kind of thing. 5% is not necessarily a whole lot. Um, but it is going to, reduce some of that damage. And sometimes when you would have gotten a kill, you maybe would be lacking a little bit of extra damage. So I'm fine with this change. 30% is very high, so down to 25% I think is a little bit better in terms of the power level of the item. So I like this change. Moving forward, next we have matchmaking maps and modes. Let's see, agent mode ranked pick. Okay. Bug fixes and optimizations. So connectivity issues, rare connectivity issues immediately after loading the map have been resolved. The game server's tolerance for players with poor internet connection quality is somewhat more lenient. Okay. Illusion behavior. Illusions that do not inherit orders prior to spawning, i.e. most illusions, now properly have a stop command issued to them when they spawn. This enables these illusions to automatically aggro against enemy units within their aggro range after spawning. So there was a more or less bug with illusions. You would spawn them, they would just stand there, and that's not how the illusions are supposed to work. So this was kind of a big deal for heroes like Silhouette and Sandwraith and whichever other heroes have illusions. Cersei, I guess, comes to mind. You guys get the idea. So they will now attack when spawned. So that is a good fix. I'm happy that that's getting back into the game. Next we have minimap ping. Added a mute minimap ping from voice muted allies option in options interface gameplay. If enabled, then you will not see minimap pings from a voice muted ally. Default setting enabled. This option was implemented specifically for the use case where players on the same team are communicating through external voice servers and wish to voice mute their ally in-game to prevent hearing their ally twice. This is great. Right now, or previously, the way it was working was if you muted somebody, you wouldn't see their pings. But sometimes you do want to see the pings of muted allies, which it explains here. So that's going to be an option now to that you can change. So that is good. Good addition. Added missing role filters for the following heroes. Okay, not gonna go over this. It's a long list of heroes. It's just roles. Um, Next we have heroes. We'll go through this kind of quickly. Blacksmith, Plinkosmith no longer spams the console when using his fireball ability. Okay. Deadwood, Rotten Grass no longer prevents neutral cans from respawning. Okay, that's cool. Emerald Warden, Gawain will now properly follow Emerald Warden if Emerald Warden becomes order disjointed, e.g. by Geometers Bane. Okay. Golden Veil. Golden Veil will no longer be permanently stealth when using Homecoming Stone Post Ace Pegasus boots while perched on a tree. Okay, so this was a bug in the last patch. Golden Veil was disabled for like a week or two, however long the downtime of this hotfix patch was, and now you will be able to pick Golden Veil once again in ranked mode. So that's good. Golden Veil's back in the game. Legionnaire Mercenary, Legionnaire Staff of the Master visuals are now displayed correctly when Mercenary Legionnaire is on the Hellborn team. Okay, so that's another bug. Hammer Storm Hammer Leap state on self now expires upon death when boosted by Staff of the Master. Tooltip of Hammer Leap when boosted has changed to clarify that Hammer Storm leaps to his hammer on the ground and not directly to the target. Okay. Wild Soul. Fix the bug where Wild Soul swipe in bear form did not cause him to automatically aggro to nearby units if he had no other orders in the order queue. Okay. And this looks like the last change here for items. Ophelia's Pact. Stacking a neutral camp one time will no longer immediately complete the stack requirement of the quest. So in the last patch, we got the on-screen visuals for when you complete progress toward the Ophelia's Pact, but there was a bug with the 5 stacking requirement, and the quest completion portion of the stacking would be completed once you only stacked one time. So it will now be where you have to stack the proper 5 times before that portion of the Ophelia's Pact will be completed. So you're actually able to do the pact earlier than intended due to that bug, but this will pull back the pact timing a little bit by requiring you to get those proper 5 stacks. So that is good. That will be fixed. And I really like that that got added in the previous patch with the on-screen visuals. That, and also I think there was like a rampage chat message when you charge an opponent to your team. So very nice additions to the visuals there. And that's going to do it for the balance and hotfix portion of this patch. I know this was a shorter patch analysis, but we had just a small hotfix here, so that's all we have to cover. Hope you guys enjoyed the HoN patch analysis here for the hotfix patch for version 4.9.5. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, look forward to seeing you guys in the next HoN patch analysis video. Game on.